Hello, my deliciously twisted. Welcome back to Velvet Crypt, where every Friday we trade wholesome romances for morally gray men, dangerous obsessions, and enough emotional damage to require therapy. But instead, we just buy another book. If that sounds like your kind of weekend, make sure you hit that subscribe button because every Carnal Friday we're diving into another deliciously dark romance. Today's victim, I mean, review, is Body Count by Jolie Vines. Now, before we jump in, don't worry. This is going to be a mostly spoiler free review. I'll touch on the overall story, the chemistry, the spice, and why the ending generally surprised me without ruining the experience for anyone who hasn't read it yet. So grab your drink, get comfortable, and let's descend into the crypt.
Welcome to the Velvet Crypt.
What is Body Count about? At its heart, Body Count follows Aaron and Genevieve. This isn't your typical romance where two people accidentally bump into each other over coffee and suddenly fall in love. No. This story throws you into a much darker world where danger is always lurking, trust is fragile, and every decision has consequences. The relationship develops under pressure, and that's something I always find fascinating in dark romance. It's not just about attraction, it's about survival, it's about vulnerability, and it's about trying to figure out whether someone is your greatest protector or your biggest threat. If those are the kinds of stories that keep you turning pages at 2 in the morning while promising yourself just one more chapter, then you're probably going to click with this one. I'll be honest. From the beginning of the book, it hooked me. The pacing felt strong, the tension was there almost immediately. And Jolie Vines does a really nice job of creating an atmosphere where you're constantly feeling like something is about to happen. It's the kind of book that makes you keep saying, I'll stop after this chapter. Then suddenly, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Your Kindle battery is dying, and somehow you're still reading. Let's talk about Aaron. Without spoiling anything, I thought he was an interesting hero because he isn't polished. He's complicated. He's intimidating. He's protective in ways that aren't always healthy, which, let's be honest, is kind of what many of us are signing up for when we read a dark romance. Hmm? Genevieve also impressed me. She doesn't exist simply to react to everything happening around her. She has agency. She makes decisions. She questions people. She pushes back. And sometimes it's at her own detriment. That balance helped make the relationship feel more engaging because it wasn't just one person carrying the emotional weight of the story. Now, let's talk about the chemistry. Because, whew, there's tension almost from the very beginning. And I just don't mean sexual tension. There's emotional tension, the kind where every conversation feels like somebody's holding their breath. Every glance means something. Every interaction leaves you wondering what's going to happen next. Those are my favorite dark romance. Not because they're instantly spicy, though that doesn't hurt, but because they earn the spice by building the anticipation. For the most part, I think this book succeeds there. Whew, the spice. Okay, let's have an honest conversation. Because this is Carnal Friday after all. Yes, this book is spicy, very spicy. If you're someone who enjoys open door romance, you're definitely going to get your money's worth. But there was one particular scene that just didn't quite work for me. It felt less like the characters naturally progressing emotionally and more like someone said, let's see what else we can fit in here in one chapter. I'm not going to go into detail. I will let your imagination run with that one. Now, before anybody starts sharpening their pitchforks in the comments, this is completely personal preference. If you love that scene, awesome. Completely awesome. Reading is subjective. For me, though, I enjoy spice most when it reveals something new about the characters or strengthens their emotional connection. This particular moment felt a little more like spectacle than storytelling, like teenagers playing around. Again, not bad, just not my favorite.
The asylum.
All right. You know what time it is. Psychology Corner. One thing I notice while reading Body Count is how attraction grows in the middle of dangerous circumstances. There's actually a psychological concept called misattribution of arousal. Basically, when your heart is racing because you're scared, your brain can sometimes confuse those heightened physical sensations with romantic attraction. Researchers have shown that people are often more likely to feel attracted to someone when they're already experiencing intense psychological arousal, whether from fear, excitement, or just an adrenaline rush. Now, obviously, dark romance takes this concept and turns the dial all the way up. And that's what we love. Characters are constantly facing danger. They're forced to rely on each other. Secrets are everywhere. The stakes keep escalating. All of that creates emotional intensity, which makes every romantic interaction feel even more powerful. That's one of the reasons stories like this can become so addictive. The emotions aren't quiet, everything is amplified. Without giving anything away, can we talk about those last 10 pages? Hmm, because I did not see that coming. I love books that make me immediately reconsider everything I just read. Not because they tricked me unfairly, but because the reveal feels satisfying. That's exactly how I felt here. The ending elevated the book for me. And when I realized we'd be getting another story featuring Shade and Everly, I immediately became interested. I pre ordered it. Those are the kind of endings I love. Instead of feeling like a marketing gimmick, it felt like an invitation. Now, I'm genuinely curious to see where Jolie Vines takes those characters next. I think you'll enjoy Body Count if you enjoy morally gray heroes, protective anti heroes, dark suspense, emotional tension, high spice, relationship trauma, and stories that keep you guessing. If you're looking for a sweet rom com, turn around. Just, just turn around. You're in the wrong crypt. Not here, honey. Mm-mm. Overall, I really enjoyed this one. Did every scene work for me? No, but that's okay. One scene that didn't quite land isn't enough to erase everything else the book did well. The chemistry is strong, the pacing kept me invested, the suspense worked, and those final pages absolutely stuck the landing. For me, Body Count earns a solid 4 out of 5 roses. Now, I want to hear from all of you. If you've read Body Count, did that one spicy scene work for you? Or did you feel the same way I did? No judging here. I don't yuck others' yums. That's the beauty of reading. We all enjoy stories and experience them differently. Let's talk about it down in the comments. Just remember, keep the comments spoiler free so everyone can enjoy the book. If you enjoyed spending part of your Friday with me, don't forget,
Like, subscribe, and toll the bell.
so you never miss another Carnal Friday. And if horror is more your style, be sure to come back on Horrifying Tuesdays, where we leave the romance behind and embrace the monsters. Until next time, sleep with one eye open, keep your Kindle charged, and as always, stay deliciously twisted. Good night.